Man, I'd never been so depressed. It was like being in the bottom of a pit, and I just couldn't get out. It was so dark. It was so bad that I would call my daughter Shanna up and ask her to meet me at her work because she didn't know, but I knew I would never take my own life if I had promised to meet her. I would not do that to her. It was one of the lowest points in my life. It was 1997. My mother died in 1996. In December of 97, I found out my dad had cancer and he was dying. In December of 96, my wife traded me in for a new, improved, younger model that wasn't grieving and depressed. And I found myself at my dad's home, him in a nursing home, and I was keeping the house warm in the winter, and I was all alone. And I was really depressed. And I started to reflect on things because a friend told me that if you write down goals, you can achieve them, but you got to think about it and write it down. So I thought, you know what, nothing else is cheering me up. Maybe I should look at where I want to be. And I loved storytelling. My daughter got me interested in Girl Scouts when she was really young. She was like 7, and I volunteered for Girl Scouts. And in doing so, I told stories, because I always told stories to Shanna. And one of the Girl Scout leaders said, hey, you know, they pay people for that. My principal would probably be interested. And before you knew it, I was telling stories everywhere. And at this point, she was 17. All that was behind me. I was pretty established as a storyteller. And I thought, what are my life goals? I don't want to be rich. It's not like you fill Carnegie Hall as a storyteller. You know what I mean? You don't play to, the stadium in Gillette as a storyteller. So I'm never going to get rich at it, but I'd really like to do something with my storytelling. I'd like to heal. I would like to help lives. I'd like to someday be on TV. I'd like to someday have articles written about me. I'd like to someday have CDs. I'd like someday to get out of this fucking house without my dad having to die to get out of it. Well, he did pass away, and I wrote those goals down, and I just about forgot about them. I went through a quick failed marriage because of the rebound. And then I met Bobby, my present wife, who is awesome and very supportive. And we moved to Portland. And I met a storytelling group called the Maine Organization of Storytelling Enthusiasts. And I started to tell stories and go to workshops. And I was on TV, and I've had articles written, and I've had CDs, and all those things that I wrote down that I totally forgot came true. Except really making a difference in community, storytelling community, but not community in general. And then in 2014, my daughter called me up. She worked at Fuel, the local restaurant near here, just down the street. And she said, Dad, you won't believe what happened the other day. I said, what, Shanna? She said, well, I was talking to one of the customers, and he said he wanted to start a storytelling thing in Lewiston, but he's not really a storyteller. It's not his thing, but he likes Snap Judgment and Moth, and he figured that he would like to do this, and he was wondering if I knew anybody that knew anything about storytelling that could kind of just, brainstorm with him. And we both laughed, and I said, well, what did you tell him? She said, I gave him your name. He's going to call you. Michael called me, and we met at Forage Restaurant and had a great talk. And we talked about what his vision was. And I volunteered. And actually, I was fortunate and blessed to tell the very first story at the corner called First. It was about my daughter being born, actually. And so I was able to be a part of that. I was able to be part of the theater and then come back here. And I've seen many people come and go, people that never thought that they could tell a story, come here and get up and tell a story. I've seen all walks of life tell stories, and I've felt community. Again, at one of my lowest points in 2016, October 6th, I was to have a tumor removed because of cancer. And I didn't know if I was going to die. I didn't know what my life would be. And in all of that, the following week was the corner. So I told Shanna, please let Michael know I can't make it. This is one I'm going to have to miss. And the night of the corner, Shanna showed me her phone. And on her phone, there was a video of everybody in the corner, thanks to Michael, saying, if you miss Vernon and want Vernon to feel better, please put your finger in your ear. And he panned, and there were all these fingers and ears. And that was the best medicine at the worst time in my life I could ever have. So my dream team is the corner. Thank you very much.